I meant to say this before the podcast started,
Mm.
but the way your webcam is set up and everything, it definitely looks like some not Final Destination, Paranormal Activity. The one they were using webcams. It looks like just some shit's gonna open that closet door up and just snatch you in, bro.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely gonna actually freak me out more than anything else if I'm streaming and playing. I'm gonna be constantly looking at the closet. I'm gonna be like, stream, hold on, chat of nobody. Does that door look a little cracked to you? Did that door move?
When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls are hot.
Nothing beats zoning out to a game more than StarCraft 2. Don't care what you say. Across the board.
You're alone on that one, bro.
Nah, doggy. Ian, back me up. Ian, wipe me up on this. Come on, Ian, cream me up on this. Come on, man. Wait, it's really
that's fine, but that's some shit I ain't gonna be doing.
right. Have you ever watched a pro one with like the announcers in there, like the commentators?
That's for sure. Like motherfuckers be making armies and shit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then
More specifically,
I've watched a couple matches and I was like, God damn, nigga,
Yeah.
just literally got taken over out of nowhere.
Right. I always like to see the actions per second, the actions per minute, the APM, and it's like at like 600 all the time, and you're like, whoa, dude, these guys can finger pop. If they can do one thing, they can finger pop. I'll tell you that much. That's my that's definitely. I haven't watched it in a long time, but that's my like go-to, like just background noise if I can think of it. It's good stuff. It's a very aesthetically pleasing to the eye too. You know, it's like you just I like you said, out of nowhere, you're just watching this big wave of like lasers and bombs, and you're like, nice, hell yeah.
Shit starts just going nuts. I think I was probably watching like a top plays video or some shit, and this dude's I guess like his resources or some shit was like
maybe
not showing the right numbers, like it was invisible, like that's how I was treating it.
Yeah.
So then like when the dude least expected, he just built a bunch of shit and just fucked this dude up.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking crazy and smart, bro.
You require more Vespian gas.
We require more minerals.
Not enough minerals.
Not. We require more Vespian gas. They'd be loud as fuck on the Protoss. Ian, what's a pleasure for you, like video game wise, to watch? Like, is there a game or like a thing within a game? Like, some people can watch like Super Mario 64 speedruns all day, and that's just like.
I was gonna say, like, my guilty pleasure is definitely like competitive CS:GO.
Oh God,
it's so much fun to watch.
You know what that is? You know what the equivalent to that is? That's like the memes of like, do you mind if I put some white noise on and just see people screaming in CS:GO?
No, like when they do it at professional level, it's way different.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like how when I play with Brian and I'm just fucking angry all the time.
Yeah,
they actually like know what they're doing. Everyone knows the plays and like there's certain tactics and shit, and it's like it's the same with like StarCraft. Like essentially, like one person goes for one build and one plan of attack, but then you know something fucks up and people have to rotate and do different shit. So it's the same.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching watching professional Overwatch when Overwatch was cool. Is like way better than watching like I don't know, like your friend who's good at Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's that same difference, but I mean, I cannot get enough of it. I'm like, how the fuck did he do that?
And what do all of these games have in common? As the kids say, they
are
all. Yeah, as the kids say, they're all AIDS. They're just horrible.
Just especially Overwatch and CS:GO.
So like,
them niggas at Blizzard gave up on Overwatch League. They shutting that shit down.
Where you know what else they gave up on?
Really?
StarCraft.
They did that a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you like how much you know about like StarCraft gameplay, Darnell, but Ian, like as I explain this, he'll understand how frustrating StarCraft is, in my opinion, amongst the top 5. Like some people nowadays might be naming way too many games and just forgetting the AIDS epidemic that is continually in StarCraft. Like today in StarCraft, Doesn't matter the evolution of the game or not. There's this thing where there's just proxy building, and it's the most AIDS thing you can ever do. There's Zerg Rush, which is like it's like beginner AIDS, and then there's like proxy building, which is just proxy building onward is everything from there, which is just essentially in any way, shape, or form building inside of your enemy's base or as close to possible without doing anything on your base at all. So your whole goal is to get inside, secretly build, and then just kill them without them knowing. So for you, you're like, man, this is a good game so far. I'm building stuff up. I got good minerals. There's my little starport. I got air stuff going on. What a well-balanced army. And then all of a sudden you hear...
And you're fucked.
Yeah, you hear... What's it? Our SVCs are under attack, or fucking our drones are under attack. And you're like, what? What's going on? And then your whole base is just destroyed with like a minimum of anything. And you're like, GG. And then you just have to leave.
Bastards.
There's this crazy. I think in Warhammer 40K, I guess you can play like as a tabletop game too.
There you go.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what it was originally.
Right.
But I think it's these fucking rats that are like a plague in the world. Basically, they just build underneath people's bases and just keep multiplying and all this other bullshit, and then they eventually just pour into the city and just fuck everything up. It's like a similar thing.
Rats. Rats make me crazy. That was crazy once. They put me in a room. They put me in a rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats. Rats make me crazy.
For a second, it was. I know I'm crazy a little bit because for a second, that was kind of soothing to hear him go over it a second time. I know after the fifth time, it would have been like, shut the fuck up. But on the second time, I was like, go on, do it again. It was nice.
Crazy. That was crazy once. They put me in a room.
They put me in a room.
A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy. That was crazy once.
That was crazy once. Always a good time bullshitting with the boys at the beginning of the podcast. Guys, welcome back.
But you know what was crazy? This last card.
I wonder if one day we're actually going to be on the same page with segueing. It's always just completely.
It's never going to be.
Yeah, we're two parallel lines, but we're going to two different locations. Believe it or not. It's so good to see you again. It's our first time recording since I have left the premises of Florida. They threw me out like Uncle Phil threw out Jazz.
We didn't throw you out. You quit.
No, I did how like Jazz did on like the Solomon episodes where he'd be like, "You think you could throw me out for old times?" Or what, like the times where he'd be like, "I'll see myself out," and then he would throw himself out the door. These are good references. I
don't. I'm sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
Thanks. Man, we don't. Man, it's just like old times. It's just like old times. Not a thing's changed. Podcast has been gone for a couple weeks. Not a fucking thing's changed. Joe's just still throwing out references, just going right over everybody's head. What if I make a Jeff Dunham reference? Will that help? You know what I'm talking about? Peanut. Nope. See, it fell flat again.
No, because
that's just there. Corny.
Yeah, it's so good to see you guys again. I've been looking forward to doing this, and yeah. We've been on such a hiatus for hiatus. I did it again.
Hiatus. Those high butts.
Been so high on so many buttholes that we've been trying to get back, and there's been so many cool things that have happened that we can't quite touch on all of them. But it's all partially and partially my fault, as the boys have been here and ready to go. But just trying to get settled, and man, then the whole when the abscess thing happened, we were ready to go. I was messaging you guys that weekend. I was like, I was like, let's go this weekend. We're gonna get back on it. And then
your face exploded.
It did, yeah. So, little touch on that. Yeah, I had an abscess in my mouth. Shouts out, giggity. Like a couple of weeks ago, and I did the smart move of like I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? Like after I had like looked in the mirror and I was like, man, why is that like so like why are my gums so large? And I pushed on it, and just like a cascading river flow of pus and blood was just like going through my teeth, and I was like, man, but you know what? it feels so much better. It looks so much smaller now. I'm probably good. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, shouts out, I'm fine. And then the next day, it was so on that
It
day,
was terrible.
I called the dentist place that we had called to prior, and like we canceled. We were like, yeah, no, he's good. We're good to go. I was in fact not good to go. And
It was, in fact, not so good.
yeah. And it got worse and worse and worse. And on that night, like the night before, we went to the emergency dentist. I was up. I woke up at like 2 a.m. in just so much pain. I just couldn't bear it anymore. I woke up, took more Tylenol, and then I laid out on the couch for 6 hours until like just wide awake watching videos on my phone. It wasn't until like 7 a.m. that I finally was like just like passing out from pain, I suppose. And I just was like laying on the couch, and then Reese woke up at 9 a.m. sharp, called the dentist, got me in there. And shouts out to Dr. Trent Tobler on TikTok, the Trentist, who took care of my abscess. And yeah, you look at him and you're like, that's your dentist? And I'm like, that's my dentist right there.
That's my Trentist.
That's my Trentist. Today, some guy was calling him the surfer dentist when he was in there. Some fucking weird homeless looking guy was like, are you here to see the surfer dude? And I was so cocky about it. I was like, you mean Dr. Trent Tobler? Yeah, show some respect.
You mean Dr. Trent Tobler?
Doctor surfer guy?
Dr. Professor Surfer guy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, shouts out to him. If you're in the Omaha area and you need some emergency dental work done,
Yo,
see my man.
I don't fucking know why, but I thought you were in fucking Texas for like 10 seconds.
10 seconds. What can we do for this? What's like a sound or a something we gotta do?
He just seemed like somebody from
Shit.
fucking Texas, like the dentist. That's what I was like.
Wrong.
He made
There we go. There we go. Hell yeah.
oh my god. I don't know what made like oh fuck. That was bad.
Well, it was funny.
Omaha, Texas.
Omaha. Sure there is. I'm sure there is an Omaha in Texas, like a little small little area.
And then of course it just made me think of Peyton Manning. So
Omaha. So it's like I feel like that's a good 20 to 30 percentile reason why anybody would want to start visiting this area. Is they're like, yeah, it's the thing that the Manning brothers say when they call an audible. Come on, obviously I want to visit there. Look at this is what I miss about this podcast. Look at that, 10 minutes in, basically haven't talked a lick of MMA, not a single ounce of MMA yet. So it's
Not
great
really.
about. Nope. But we can start. We can start.
We can't start.
Yeah. Just passing UFC 295, right? 295.
Yeah.
Yep.
295.
Yeah. So normally with this podcast, as you know, you come on and we're talking about the card that just passed, and then we're talking about the cards that come up. We have not done that in quite some time, but
It's been a while.
that's why we're starting today. UFC 295 has just happened. Alex Pereira, Yuri Prochazka, and as I like to say it, as I saw the meme the other day, it's like you say it like this. You go, what was that card that day? You go, it's Alex Pereira and Yuri Prochazka, and what could have been Stipe versus John Jones. You mean Tom Aspinall?
Which should have been.
Which should have been Stipe John Jones. But Tom Aspinall and Sergey. No, was it Sergey?
Yeah, Popovich.
Popovich. Well, I was gonna think Spivak, and I was like, oh boy, I don't. Two Sergeys. Yeah, Sergey Pavlovich.
Something Russian.
So, let's talk about this passing card. First of all, as I have talked about many times in the past, shouts out Megan O'Leary. There's always something that's happening in the broadcast that just makes me so impressed and like happy that she's there. This time it was her reactions. Like, she's there at the broadcast table with them. Like, she just sits like right to the side of the boys. I don't know if that was like just in New York or if that's regularly how they set her up. But she was there next to him, not obviously on the broadcast, just hanging out, waiting for dude to do her thing. And I mean, just watching her like full blown react to the fights, the crazy shit that's happening.
To be
like,
Alex Pereira when she was like,
oh,
she did the Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I was like, she's part of the boys. She's one of us. Oh my god, guys, look.
She understands.
She gets it. She gets it. I like her. Get her a beer. Get Megan Olivia beer. Shouts out Pocket Beers. But yeah, so the fights themselves, though, what would you guys like to talk about? Where would you like to start? Anything besides the main and co-main event that caught your eye that you wanted to start talking about in the beginning? There was a couple really good fights on this and a couple really boring fights.
I was going to say one of the best women fights this year, as far as excitement, Jessica Andrade and Mackenzie. Bro, she floored Mackenzie so many times. It was wild.
That was one of those where
really entertaining.
Mackenzie just showed toughness that has, I'm maybe here and there shown. Maybe I'm just missing it, but likely never shown on a woman fight before. Where like when she got knocked out, like all of us collectively, because they were saying, like DC and Joe said, like if she gets knocked down one more time, because they had let her stand back up, and they were like she should for sure be
4 times before.
Yeah, it was like the one time where it was like that's a knockout, okay, and then they let her get back up. They started it, and then immediately she got knocked back down. She showed that's like toughness you see from a lot of these that's a championship level toughness right there, and like one of those things where like most of those women's fights you'd go, that's it, call it. But for her, you're like, I think we got to keep letting her get back up. Get back up.
The lights went out, but they came back on real quick.
Yeah, she's
for the most part.
Those are some tough bitches, actually.
Them is some mean bitches.
Yeah. Shouts out to both of them. But what does this mean for Jessica Andrade? What does that even mean?
She might be able to pick it back up. It's funny that both of them are only fighting for divorces. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Yeah.
That's why Jessica she was fighting so much. I think just this year and the end of last year, like she had like 4 or 5 fights already, like straight, and she's lost all of them. I think but one in this one, and it's all because they gotta pay their ex.
Well, that and just the anger. They're channeling all their anger into these fights.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
or into this fight.
Jessica wasn't channeling shit. These last couple fights, she was just straight up getting body bagged.
Yep, taking the L's.
Beat up. I think Mackenzie was at least. I think she had like a 2-fight streak or some shit. Maybe 3. Nope, she just fought.
Are they both on 3 loss streaks?
No, just Jessica was. During her last win was Angela Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was just. Oh, that's just what I think. Someone brought that up. That's just how Mackenzie's been. Just she's 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. Just keep.
Yeah,
going.
she's pretty back and forth.
Yeah. And
divorce.
And she left her boxing coach, fucking Jason Perillo. Was like, "What do you mean you're not going back there, bro? You need to go back because your chin was all up in the air the entire fight, dog."
Yeah.
Matt Frivola getting absolutely fucking wrecked.
Matt Frivola didn't. It just seemed like it was funny. It was funny. Ian just wasn't I would say
that head kick
that was actually
starts his shit, and then he got a Hendo bomb right after that.
Yeah, and he was already wobbled before that too. He was getting fucked up heavy before that. It was funny because it was right before that knockout that Ian was like, I don't really know too much about Benoit, and I was like, yo, and I was just about to start informing him like, oh no, don't forget we had just seen him constantly fuck people up in these last 2 fights, and before I could tell Ian that, boom, head kick that just
when he was running, okay, that's coming back now.
That steam.
I mixed up fights.
The Frivol.
What pissed me off about the knockout the most is that they showed a different angle that wasn't like the back of Matt when he was falling, or like while he was running back. Like as he threw the kick, Matt was looking all the way off to the right at something.
Yeah,
and then by the time he started taking his head back, the foot was there. It was just
also Matt fucking like it looked like he was bringing his hands up to block, and then he just stopped.
Yeah,
like.
I don't know why you wouldn't just like just fully commit to the hands up, like I don't know why you have to just bring it to right here and think you're not going to get, oh, he's just going to try and kick me in my chin. He's definitely going to kick. I mean, that is the money maker, I'm sure, but
Still, even then, I'm like, I'm going to cover my whole head because I'd rather get kicked in the body than the head.
Okay. So the whole main card, by the way, which is crazy. All KOs, all KOs.
Knockouts.
Diego Lopez and Pat Sabatini. Dude, I don't know what they were trying to do with Sabatini, but it's so funny. Like, they must have played that promo, I think, 2 or 3 times through the night. I had seen the promo of him just talking shit. Very calm. I was said in the chat, very calm shit talking. He's like, I think I'm just I'm stronger than Diego. I think he's never really been worked by somebody like me. He hasn't felt somebody's pressure like me. I'm just gonna go in there and show him how it's done. Like, it's just simple as that. Diego murdered him instantly. It was so funny. You just can't talk. You know what's even worse than talking bad shit is talking humble shit. Like, you're like, dude, this is so beneath me. I mean, I just feel so bad for the kid.
Feel bad for the guy who hasn't lost a fight in the UFC yet.
Dude.
Oh wait, no, he lost his first one. Whoops.
That was short notice, though. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Diego Lopez looks weird, though. I'm gonna say it.
He doesn't look Brazilian.
It seems like,
dude, he's fucking Mexican, and that's what was throwing me off. I'm like, he's speaking Spanish right now. That ain't Portuguese.
He doesn't look
after he won.
He doesn't look Spanish either.
Yeah, he could be somebody's weird cousin.
Why does he have to be so confusing? Yeah,
it's just because of the hair, man. Mostly, I think.
No, it's his face. Like, he doesn't look Spanish or Brazilian. Like, I would say, yeah, I was gonna say, like, if he was like Northern European, it'd be more convincing.
And he had like the long flowing. He had like the party in the back. He had the mullet kind of going on for this fight.
He had a full mullet going on.
And it didn't work either. I was like, that doesn't match you either, man. Like, it looks like he's constantly wearing wigs, to be honest. Lupe Godinez gets a very, I mean, how'd you have that fight?
Rightly deserved.
You think so? No BS there.
It wasn't even a split decision.
Don't know what we're even talking about here. Move on to the next one.
I don't know what the fuck they were watching. Lupe had that in the bag all 3 rounds. There was nothing wrong going on there.
And she was confident. She got on the mic. She was like, yeah, I think I won that. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, you know what? Fuck me. Fuck do I know? And you can't not mention Jared Gordon's amazing KO. That was also extreme. Yeah. Let's be real here. We need to call the police. Because Jared,
like, whole body shut off with that one right.
Yeah,
actually dropped him. Like his head went to the side and then came back and like was slumped. And his leg gave out. It was like, oh shit.
I think all collectively, everybody was really happy to see Jared Gordon get the win. John Anik, John Anik, he can't help but to bring up all the bad shit that happened to you in the fights prior and your life prior.
No, I think that's a Disney thing.
Oh, true. That's, you know what? You're not
really think it's a Disney thing. Like, they have to bring up somebody's tragic something, and it's just like, hey, can we not?
But he's like the main, like, everybody will kind of do it, but he's like the main guy. He's like, if he's there, they're in his ear more than anybody to do it. They're like, John, we need you to pump it up a little bit with some sad stories.
Like, I was doing heroin right underneath this building.
I forgot which fight it was. I think it was the main event or the co-main, and I don't know if you even remember, because I said it when it happened. The fight started, and or maybe he was just doing the promos for like advertising, but it was like Pereira and them like started, or whichever one they started. They met in the middle, and immediately John Anik's like, "This fight's brought to you by fucking Casey's gas station and McDonald's," and you're like, dude, shut the fuck. He immediately deflates the moment because they're showing him double camera to camera, and then the boys are getting all hyped. They're like, oh, you hear Joe and DC, oh, here we go, this is intense, yeah, Joe, this is crazy. And then are you ready, yeah. Fight. And John Anik's like, this fight's brought to you by Toyo Tires. You're like, god fucking damn it, John,
he's gotta get it in.
Fucking suits, man, ruin everything.
Well, it's like, Mike Goldberg used to go, his thing, here we go, and even when he had to do the advertisements, he would go, here we go, this fight's brought to you by Liquid Death, or whatever the fuck. Irish Proper 12.
So that's all it is. They took all the advertisements off the fighters and put them all over the cage. That's it.
Stupid.
Also, the fight of the night, fucking Slavic Claus, just absolutely looking like he died a few times in that second round.
Were you okay with that draw?
Yeah, when I watched it back, I was like, holy, they like really were just going back and forth. Like, it definitely should have probably been Nazim if fucking Santa Claus didn't he just doesn't die.
Yeah.
He's a Viking warrior.
It's funny. It kind of goes to show, like, if you're a like if the two fighters are okay with the draw, doesn't leave the audience much to like argue about anymore. They're like, because the fighters like, we're already moving on to the next. We don't care.
Yeah.
That was a great
Well,
fight.
they both celebrated for the draw. They were both like, "What?"
just turned into fucking Mordecai and Rigby in there. Draw.
That's basically what happened. Who was it? It was Borshev. He was like dancing for the
they did a
draw.
little dance off. Yeah.
I think he did that for most of his fights that he
Did he?
He dances all the time.
So I remember Borshev, he was dancing, and I was like, "You got beat the fuck up." Like,
Yeah, he definitely died a couple times in there.
A quick little friendly mention to somebody who we'll probably never ever hear of ever again, Roosevelt Roberts, who got smished immediately by the Poland guy. And I mean, just completely. They were talking bad shit about him before. They were like, not a lot of luck in his career. This is him trying to make it back. He's been released before or some shit. And I'm like, man, this guy is not sounding good leading up to this, because they were talking all kinds of good shit about the Polish guy. And I'm like,
what was more fucked up is as he's getting set up for the sub, one of them was just like, yeah, back when he was back on Tough this last season, he talked about retirement. And then he fucking gets subbed, and I'm like, oh, this nigga's leaving. He's done. That's just the sign, and he's out of here.
He's out.
And sure enough, he had like one of the gloves off and like was wrapping it up.
Oh
like,
yeah,
he's done.
Didn't even get to have a retirement moment either. He just, I'm like, bro, you don't get retirement moments.
Yeah,
wait, wasn't Roberts that guy who was talking the most shit on the last Tough season?
I'm not too sure. I didn't really watch the.
He probably was, because since they did it fucking rookies versus vets, which was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was the guy who was talking the most shit.
He probably was.
Or he was acting like a hard ass or something. Like, from the couple of two episodes that we watched and the clips that I've seen, I'm like, he's just talking shit, acting like he's like the guy.
Yeah.
Only to come back and get fucking submitted.
Now he's retired to a crowd of nobody, because nobody gives a shit. It's going to be a lot of his friends and family being like, hey, man, you tried your best out there, man. You did it. You know, you went out there and you tried. And like, yeah, go the fuck back down to Midas, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
And
Midas is a car place that does your oil and...
Don't take your cars.
And of course, the co-main and the main event on the card, Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich, Alex Pineda, Yuri Prohaska. Tom Aspinall brings the pride of Peaky Blinders to the UK. We're losing our mind. We're all going to the Peaky Blinders restaurant afterwards.
Funny that you didn't say that for Leon. Huh.
Nope.
Look at that.
Nope. Fuck that guy. Boring champion. Boring. Boring. You're a bitch, Leon Edwards. You can kick my head off, but you're boring. I love when people are like, you wouldn't talk that shit to his face. I'm like, absolutely not. No. I'd be like, hello, Mr. Edwards. It's great to meet you. You're an amazing champion.
What do you mean?
I would walk.
I would.
Good.
Go ahead. Hit me. I'm getting paid, bitch.
Just disrespectful. Just no respect.
I don't give a shit. I get paid.
Yeah, so Tom Aspinall, first of all, I mean, just the cleanest not like KO that anybody's ever gotten on Sergey Pavlovich. I would say the shit was nice. Just a clean 1-2, followed up with another 1-2. Just got him both times. Kind of just stuck his head out there for it, but you know, hey, a win's a win, and a good win at that. I don't know how else anybody's supposed to show any more emotion when they win the title anymore. Like Tom Aspinall's just flopping around the ring, and I'm like, he's so overwhelmed with emotion, can't help it.
He's like, I've never been here before.
Top of the heap, but it's crazy how the short amount of time Tom Aspinall's been in the UFC, and now he's the champion. So,
Interim.
I think that goes to Yuri.
oh, true, that too, yeah.
Bro had 2 UFC fights. It was fighting for the heavyweight belt and
Good
won
point.
it,
Yeah, no
and
shit.
then destroyed his shoulder. Which I just don't get his climb. Man, shit just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, they show the
At all.
highlights of like his fights, and I'm like, these are good, but like, how does this equate to him becoming? Just because you know what it was? It's just timing. Because at that time, the light heavyweight championship pool was so little. It was a kiddie pool. Anybody could be in it. Anybody could just dive on in.
I guess.
I mean, we'll just see how he progresses from here. Honestly, like,
Oh well, I mean, good fucking guy. I mean, good. I mean, he showed class act right afterwards. I mean, he's only gonna get better for sure, as long providing he doesn't injure himself anymore. But yeah.
you think he'll run it back with Curtis Blades? He lost to him in
You talking about Tom Aspinall
last year? Yeah.
Oh, so we were talking about a little bit about Yuri there.
Oh.
Not Tom. That nigga, he's gonna fight Stipe, and then they're gonna fight John.
That's what he said. And that's what he said he wanted to do too.
Yeah, that's like the only way to go. Because anybody going backwards is like, for what?
Yeah, and as
The
long
only
as,
person who's really being excluded is Cyril Gahn, which is fucking hilarious.
but he's already got a fight scheduled, doesn't he?
Nah, I'm pretty sure he didn't get picked because probably he didn't want to take it on short notice. And two, I think he turned like right after his last fight. He's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna fight down." It's like,
Okay.
you saying what you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Some of these heavyweights, man, they love to talk themselves out of championship opportunities. It's so funny. Okay, dude. Do what you want. Let's see you fight for a title somewhere else. How about that, idiot? He's so good too. It's such a shame. Yeah, I mean, Cyril Gahn would be a good, but they haven't fought, right? Aspinall and Cyril Gahn, they haven't fought, right?
Nah, that was the fight to fucking make, and that's when he was like, "I'm not gonna fight down for what?" And it's like, because he's an up and coming guy. What are you talking about? You just gonna try to sit out?
Yeah.
All right, man. Jesus Christ.
You scared? You scared? Is that what it is? Sounds like a little
That's
scared.
definitely what it was.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think he said he wanted to fight Sergey either. And nobody wants to fucking fight him, honestly.
No, I mean, yeah, you can't blame him a little. The two guys, but it's crazy when you're a guy, you're so good, you're a guy that people don't want to fight, and then you're like, well, I also don't want to fight those other guys, and I'm like, oh, what is this? What is this shark pool game that we're playing? This is fucking stupid. There's always a bigger fish.
It ain't as bad as boxing.
Yeah.
Because boxing be missing out on good fucking fights because somebody not getting enough money or somebody don't want to risk not being undefeated anymore.
Pereira versus Yuri. Stoppage that yeah, I think everybody agrees was a little early, just strictly because it's Yuri. I mean, if it was any other guy, any other like lower end guy, like that probably would have just been like an easy stoppage. Everyone would have been like Alex Pereira. It's like it would just been clear cut across the board. But since it's Yuri, you kind of have to give him a little bit more. But as we all, as it's known by this point now, Yuri accepting that he was KO'd. Whether he was actually KO'd or not, I mean, it's just his word. So he says he was KO'd. That's all that really matters. Alex Pereira, new light heavyweight champion.
Besides power, I don't know how Alex has made it this far. Like, it was showing this fight. I know Yuri moves weird and shit, but the last couple fights, Alex just kind of sits flat-footed. He doesn't really start doing anything.
He starts hot.
Yeah, and then he just starts getting hit by stuff, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, yeah, like, you get a nuke in your hand, but
still, I mean, he was getting pieced up pretty bad the first,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
First round and most of the second as well. Like, I mean,
yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, it's like
this far, bro.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're just getting hit.
Yeah, and
like
it's
usually kickboxing. You think of like evasions most of the time,
for real,
and like maybe getting
Not
tapped
him.
up a little bit, not getting fucking duffed.
he's like, keep hitting me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep throwing.
barely. I mean, the man looks like he gets hit some. That's the thing. If it was one of those, like, oh man, he takes those no problem, but he takes him, and you're like, oh shit, he's going down, and he keeps going. Good for him, but it's not like it's luck essentially that he hasn't gone down with those kinds of hits.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone kind of dazed him. Like every serious hit,
Yeah,
I dazed him pretty bad.
I was putting into theory. I told Ian, I said, I think, I don't know what their game plan is, but from the looks of it, I think that he anticipated that that those leg kicks were going to affect Yuri way more than they did. Like, clearly, they fucked Yuri up 100%. But I think he was anticipating that Yuri wasn't even going to be able to walk. And I think when that backfired on him, he was kind of like thinking, if I keep throwing leg kicks, and also maybe was in his head a little bit because after he got taken down, leg kicks equals takedowns for like somebody who's going for takedowns. So I think maybe his whole game plan got fucked a little bit, and he didn't really know where to go from there because just standing and striking with Yuri clearly wasn't pitch perfect, and then going to the ground wasn't pitch perfect either. So I think if we want to give him a little credit on the spin side from that, he was kind of backed into a corner and found his way out. Just on a plus side.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he came in with that game plan with the leg kicks, but I feel as if that first, what was it, like 2 minutes into the first round when he got seriously kind of like fucking dazed, like he got rocked pretty good. I think his whole plan went out the window, and then he was just in survival mode. Like, I mean, I don't know if they run it back. I'm not sure Alex takes the win.
Yeah, let's talk about that next. Like, who would be next for Pereira? Because Pereira, of course, what does he do? He gets on the mic, calls out Adesanya for absolutely no reason at all. He needs to come back. It's a waste of his life to be retiring like that. Till I'm like, dude, no.
Well, especially for like what? It's another weight class up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, Izzy's not going to want to do that.
I think his
plain and simple. Izzy's going to be like, no, I'm not going up a weight class. That makes no sense.
He said he would.
Izzy said he would.
If he didn't lose to Sean, he said what his plan was. It was going to take out Sean and then go after Drickus, and then hopefully by then Alex will have the light heavyweight belt, and then they'll run it back again up at 205.
It would be a reason for him to come back sooner, but that's one of those things where if Izzy was smart, and I know Izzy is smart, he would think of it long term, where it's like he has to think of like if he beats Pereira, then what next? So it's one of those because it's like I don't think Izzy, and he's said before he does not want to fight a lot of those dudes at 205. So
yeah. Well, remember when him and John had that thing? Like when John was light heavyweight, never went up to. He never like John mentioned it, and Izzy was like, no.
Yeah. And then of course we've already seen him go up against Jan Blachowicz, and that didn't go well either. So that being said, it was really mad disrespectful, honestly, talking all that shit, and then Joe had to be the one to be like, so Jamal Hill, don't forget this is interim, Alex, and Jamal's the actual champion. So
no, Alex is the champ.
No, it's
an interim belt.
That's vacated belt. That's vacated, doggy. Yeah. That's a vacated belt.
It's vacated, which means that's the new champ is Alex.
I'm just saying
it says title bout on the thing, not interim.
Yeah, I'm just saying though that Jamal is next in line because of that, because it's vacated. So because of that,
true,
Jamal,
I guess.
Jamal will be next.
We don't know that though, because even they were like, we don't know when this nigga coming back because that Achilles tear was kind of bad.
I don't know. I feel like here's the thing. It's a fighter persona to like kind of put on, but I feel like in that moment, if they were on him with the camera, he would have been like, yeah, like all right. But instead, he was like, fucking let's go. I'm ready to go. I think he's probably more than likely on his way back. Also, UFC likes to say, okay, they didn't know who Sean would fight next. All of a sudden, he was fighting Marlon Vera. Like, and as Marlon Vera just said on Shane's podcast, oh yeah, no, I just woke up and they announced it, and then they called and said, I said, I guess we can talk about the fight. Like,
and then they called and offered it to me.
Yeah, they didn't call him. They announced the fight, and Cheeto and his team had to call Dana and be like, oh, okay, yeah, can we just talk about like what the deal is? Like, what's the fight deal? And then that's how it went. So, UFC knows a lot more than they put on. I'm sure that they're like, we don't know when Jamal's going to come back. And the next thing you know, Jamal's back. That's like we're all pretending that John Jones really tore his pectoral. It's like we're all, what are we doing here? Living in fantasy land? Come on. We know what the fuck's going on.
He's waiting. He's waiting for those new drug tests.
Yeah, because there was a rumor going around that Yuri didn't actually blow his shoulder out. That it was a USADA stop, and they had to cover it up. That's what I saw literally yesterday before the fight started. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, this is kind of left field.
It's UFC.
So I guess motherfuckers ain't allowed to be hurt no more. They just
nope.
All doing drugs.
Hey, and you know what? I don't know if that's the internet's fault or if that's maybe a UFC fighter who fucked that up for everybody. John. John. I don't know. But Yeah, I think I'd rather see Pereira versus um fuck Jamal
Jamal.
Hill next. Yeah, I think Jamal Hill's made that like hype good enough. Like he's that good. But if not, yeah, I would honestly want Yuri and Pereira to run it back because as Yuri's shown, always comes back better. Always comes back better. Always different.
Did he though?
Yeah. Hey, he beat Glover in his second fight.
That's what Alexander said, but
They only fought once.
Glover and him fought twice. But the first
No,
fight
I
ended
thought it
on
was
something
one.
else. Oh yeah.
And then that no, Yuri blew his shoulder out, and that's what cost the second fight.
Yeah.
They had set it up for the second fight, but then that's when he.
Okay. Well, that was UFC 295 in a nutshell. Our opinions, our thoughts on it.
Well,
Make sure you guys let us know down below what you think of what we've been saying, what we've been talking about, what you think about this week's fights, next week's fights, everything about MMA related, combat sports related, entertainment sports related stuff. Just talk to us about it. Let us know. We can talk about it. We can cover it. We're gonna skip going over. I don't. Is there even a fight card next week? I'm pretty sure, right? They're doing that every week. Yeah, every week. Yeah. Okay, so
fucking whatever this stupid merger is, fucking shit up, man.
keeping the wheels going. Yep. So we'll skip that for now, just because we're just getting it back into the swing of things. But what we'll never ever skip on is
Wait.
What? What?
But it's your boy Paul Craig.
Shout out Paul Craig. Shouts out the Bear Jew. Shouts out.
Disrespect.
He's not the main event though, right?
He is the main event.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I mean, we just don't,
We don't.
I'm just, you know.
No, Joe. We don't know. And now we don't know, man.
No, I don't know.
And now we don't know.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
That straight up sounded like you were speaking. You just cast a spell on somebody, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Good luck when you pour your ketchup out of your bottle later. Dork.
It's gonna be straight water.
No matter how much you shake it up.
It's just so bad. It's like it's a pocket of water that just gets to the front.
Hate it. Start your whole day over again. Ketchup water gets onto something that you're trying to pour ketchup on. Just go back to bed. Forget it.
Leave everything on the counter.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. Make sure it'll let other people know what happened. They'll be like, "Where's Darnell?" Oh, well, I'll just clean this
Throw
up.
it out the window.
Yeah. His alarm will be going off any second now. I think he's starting the day over again. Yeah, I mean, next week, November, fucking all over the place. This upcoming November, what is it? November 18th, the Bear Jew Paul Craig versus Brendan Allen. The dude who just, trying to make something of himself, I suppose. But you can't make a name off the Bear Jew. You can't do that.
Jamal did.
Fuck. You got me there.
But in a bad way though, because remember he like dislocated his elbow, stopped the fight.
Yep.
They became boys, and then Jamal became champ. It's like, how the fuck does that work?
Well, Greg's like, okay, cool. Fuck me, I guess. But no, yeah, I mean, you're right. This is a pretty decent card. Michael Morales, Jake Matthews, Chase Hooper on the card. Not a lot of people I know besides like Johnny Parsons.
I say that was the last one that I think I knew. I guess Kristen Duncan.
Chris Duncan.
That's the last one that I know a name of.
Are you happy, Darnell? Are you happy now? Is this how we cover the next week card? Are you happy? You just made us act like look like a bunch of casuals.
I was literally just pointing out that your boy was fighting, and you didn't know he was fighting.
I broke down. I shut down. I didn't know what to do.
We didn't prepare for this.
We threw out his name. We threw out Paul Craig.
Threw out the name.
God damn it. We're a sham. We actually don't even watch MMA on this podcast.
We just watch highlights and go off of that.
I watch other people talk about it and I just spew the shit they say. The other people I watch aren't good either. They're not good at that. Okay, well, you guys get it. Next week there's going to be a card. We're going to go over it. Paul Craig's going to win. Michael Morales is gonna win. Chase Hooper is gonna win. Shouts out.
Shouts out.
But something we never fuck up and we never miss Darnell, we never forget to do, is go over street fights from all around the world. Street Shenanigans is this segment. That's what we call it. And it's back. And we have about 4 videos to go over with you. Guys, something that we like to remind you about when we go over these videos. Sorry, I'm so rusty. Something that we like to remind you about is that we go over these videos for educational purposes. This is to find out what's going on in these scenarios, the combat that's going on, and analyze it and break it down. What should have happened, what could have happened, what would have happened. People who, they're out there fucking around and finding out, or letting you know if that's the thing that they should have done in this situation. Maybe some jiu-jitsu would have been helpful, maybe some boxing, maybe there's something to call out that they did right.
Formal training.
Anything at all. But there is one most important detail about all of these that we need to let you know, and to let YouTube know. Ian, that's your job.
They're fine. They're okay, YouTube.
Sheesh.
We followed up. They're fine.
We followed up. See?
They're okay.
Yeah. The people in those videos are very personable. You can find their personal information very quickly.
It's also educational purposes.
Yeah, 100%.
All of this is educational.
Ian, I'd like for you to start with the shortest one. I think it's the auntie one. All right. In this first video, it says, I like the captions already. It says, walk up and find out what auntie bout. It's fucking bars for days. Let's let that speak for itself. Let's see how this fight goes. 2 older women.
Hey everybody, here go an episode of Walk Up on Auntie and Find
Bit.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the stiffest jab.
It was like an upwards jab,
Dang.
too.
Precious be hitting the fucking boxing gym. What you say? Smack! Ooh, really? I mean, really sent her head flying like ovary. That's Ngannou's auntie right there.
She was like, "What's up? What's up?"
Smack! And that's in pause it. That's I like the fart noise. That's a lesson to learn right there. Is if you're walking up on anybody, fight intended or not, do not have your hands like up in the air. Do not just. You can't be look at you're coming up arguing you're doing this. I mean, yeah, you look stupid. I mean, come on. I don't care in any situation, like in an immediate.
Well, if you're walking up on somebody,
yeah, for sure.
Why would you be like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Who's the guy who's walking out with them by the way at an angle? He's just like, man, these bitches about to get it. Oh goddamn.
He was like, yeah.
At the very beginning of the video, you can see there's like a guy who's like, yeah, just kind of angling outward. He's like, shit.
He looks like a security guard for the bar.
Yeah, true.
Because he had like It
it
looks like it says security on his shirt or something.
Yeah, take it out there, ladies. He's gonna go in there and tell a really good story.
He's like, watch this white bitch get knocked
He's gonna be like,
fuck out.
He'd be like, you guys see Floyd Mayweather's auntie out there? It was crazy. Okay. Next fight. Keep a jab straight, ladies. Keep a nice jab.
And if you're gonna start something,
finish it.
Don't
Protect yourself.
Weird shit on your trending.
Every time.
Why is Massa Bill Burr? Like that?
What is Massa? What is Massa? I don't use Twitter. This is the only thing I use it for.
Nah. There's only one reason I have the word Massa on any goddamn thing. It's bad that I'm saying it.
I don't even know. I'm lost on this one with you, Ian. I don't know.
What is it, Darnell? Please educate me.
That's some slave shit.
Oh, Massa. Ian, come on. I mean,
click on it. What is it?
No, it must mean it's. This is
I don't know what the
political shit. No, I thought it was political shit.
Now we don't know. Maybe it is political. Yeah, that looks political.
This is outside of our wheelhouse.
Right now. That's my face.
This is all I use this for. I have posted.
Yeah, we know you look through all of this. You come here to look through Massa posts and try to figure out what's going on. I was more thrown off by the Tony Romo thing, which I don't know what that says about me. I was like, why is Tony Romo on your WhatsApp? It's not anymore. Now it's Kid Rock.
Bill Burr makes sense.
Out there with Trump.
I was gonna say the big shouts out to Trump and like I like the walkout they gave them, like following them with the camera.
Yeah,
like,
what that was fucking weird.
So crazy. First thing I said is like because Kid Rock had a see-through cup with beer, and I'm like, you think that's Bud Light poured in there? He's like, give me a Bud Light, but give me a Bud Light, but pour it in a cup. I don't want anybody to know. I can tell anybody.
I can't have the can.
Yeah. Hell no, this is
Have
Miller, pussy. Shane Gillis is there with him. He's like, hell no, dude. I know Bud Light from anywhere, bro. You fucking pussy.
I know Bud Light when I see it, pussy.
All right. Let's see. We got a BJJ guy here who's playing basketball. This is a lesson right off the bat. This is why we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast, why I don't like the idea of fighting anybody off the streets like anymore. Like, I like the idea of talking about it with your friends of like, yeah, I would have fucked that guy up or fucked that. But I really don't like the idea of actually really wanting to or trying to fight anybody because you never know what people can do. Go ahead. Step on the concrete. By the way, his striking stance is so-so.
Yeah, he still puts up a set like he's like done nothing but street fighting.
But I'll tell you what, he's a lot better than the other kid because he's so cocky. You can't be this cocky, man. I don't care how the fight's going. You can't be just standing there, hands down. Oh, no. Oh, no. And you got touched up. It's funny how he put up his stance and he got touched. Boom. In for the takedown. Here it goes. He's already got both his hands done. His hands are clamped in, so it's a lock. No, fuck that. Yeah, for real. Hell yeah. Don't touch me. Yeah. I like that. That's one of the best responses I've ever heard. Whoever touches me, I'm getting up and I'm beating your ass. Don't fucking stop this just because we're on the ground. I hate that shit when you. That's why you can't really street fight with people because so many people are like, yo, get up. I'm like, no, what the fuck? This is a street
Crazy
fight.
Let him use the N-word.
Word. Well, he's one of the boys.
I guess so.
Solid knee by Sweatshorts here. Solid knee, but didn't do anything against BJJ. Does nothing.
Not in a street fight.
No, yeah. Now the ground and pound needs work for this kid in the red. But, because he got up to ground and pound, he didn't really do shit with it. But
I think this kid just watches a lot of MMA.
Yeah. It's not incredibly hard to get to this mount like this, especially against somebody who has, like you said, who maybe doesn't even watch a single bit of MMA. Yeah. There you go. And it's over. And
he's out.
And I gotta say, I'm sorry for all y'all whoever you are, whatever gang affiliate, of your friends that you have, like, you're not good friends with the. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that part out.
Much.
That was a little. We were so on his side.
I'm still on his side.
Yeah, I mean, I don't appreciate his friends. Cut that choking shit out. It's like, yo, you guys are just so uneducated and fighting at all. How is that the main thing y'all do out here is start fights with people, but you're not even a lick of educated on it at all, man. Like, if you fight that much out in the streets, you should immediately be looking at your boys like, damn, he got him. He got his ass. Look at this. Yo, fucking Tyrese is a bitch because he can't even fucking go against the one white boy on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, and meanwhile, they're just mad. They're mad. They're like, wow, grapple and choking. I'm like, that's so typical of people who don't know how to fight. It's just like, wow, you're gonna actually do educational fighting on somebody? How dare you? I'm like, it blows my mind every time. Don't let that affect you out in the streets. If you're a guy who knows how to do that, that gets to a lot of people's head. They're like, oh, I guess I should stand up then. Like, no, you're winning. Continue to win.
Well, also, this kid's lucky because the rest of them didn't just immediately start jumping him.
100%.
Like, jiu-jitsu does not work in a crowd.
Good point.
If there's more than one person, please do not take it to the ground because then someone else is going to stomp your face or hit you, kick you, something of that matter.
Yep, 100%. Good call out, Ian. I agree.
Like, it. Again, unless you apparently have a respectable amount of people around you.
Yeah.
Or
he was pretty lucky about that.
People behind you.
Yeah.
Probably just keep it standing.
Stand and bang, pussy. Why won't you let me bang? I do let you bang. All right. What do we got on the next one? Massa.
That replaced. Oh no.
No. I think we've gone through. Okay, yeah, here we go. I think we lost one, but I think that's okay. No, we're good. Yeah, we've done the auntie.
Wait, before you start, the dude in the white tank top, because of how far he is from that house, it almost looks like he's like has like a pizza box on his fucking head. Like,
I mean,
oh
a
my
little
God.
bit.
like almost like when you first look at it, he's just like, what the fuck?
Immediately, my first reaction when I see this is I go, "What's Ricochet doing out here in the fucking Midwest? What the hell's going on? What the?"
Is that Raiden?
All right. So this is a beef. Yeah, we did lose one. The other ones, the two, like the guys were throwing chairs everywhere, but we'll figure that out afterwards. This is for context. It looks like dude, as if you needed me to point out who it is. A dude's harassing another dude's daughter and not being a civil human. So a father goes to confront him, and then that dude tries to fight the father that's confronting the pervert. I mean, I'm sure you can pick who's who here.
And clearly, you can tell that the dad was like, "I train this shit all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to murder you."
This is
And
very.
he's like, I don't.
Yeah. I gotta say though, pause real quick. What he's doing right there is so smart for evidence. But don't do that in a fight. Like this whole like, hey man, I'm just letting you come in. Like that's smart for evidence if people are recording. It's a good idea. But otherwise, I mean, just don't. Also, he can tell that this guy that he's fighting, that's trying to start a fight with him. He's like, I think I
just
can.
Jumping around.
He's like, I think I can do this and I'll be okay. Oh, and I got you now. Put both my hands on you. Look at that.
Well, he immediately fucking pulls guard.
Oh,
or, well, goes for like basically
He has
guillotine.
That's so bad right now.
Oh yeah, and he's dropping them on his head too. That in dirt and then on the concrete.
Like clearly knows what he's doing. Transition's so
Oh.
clean.
Jesus.
Doesn't beat the fuck out of him. Clearly, bad trains.
One slap. Bro.
One
Come
slap. That's what I'm thinking.
Me
it's
personally,
so tempting when you're like this. When you're like this, it's so tempting to just kind of come across the face. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a little funny. You're lucky I don't kill you.
You're lucky I don't kill. Well, you listen to that accent. He's got to say it. Hey, you're lucky I don't bust your fucking head. Okay.
You see this giant tribal tattoo I got in the 90s?
Hell
I make
yeah.
bad decisions.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that guy has come back from a lot in his life. Yeah, no, this is a good video to show what exactly you want to do when it comes to just like neutralizing somebody who's being a complete dickhead. This guy's starting it, so he's well in the right, and some people take that as like, okay, 100%, I'm gonna uncork and knock this guy into oblivion.
And clearly, he got hit first. Like he did get tapped there.
And it's a big lesson in jiu-jitsu is to like become glue when that kind of thing happens. Like the second that people start getting close to you, you just clomb, just grab, don't let go, get a hold of them, and you know more now. You know more. Now I'm gonna dominate. Don't let them get away from you.
He also lost a shoe.
You made me fuck up my shoes. Now I'm all dirty. Ugh.
Slap.
Slap. All right.
Oh, I saw that it says fucking Bill Burr under politics.
Well, Bill Burr gets
He's
pretty political. Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. Oh God, like oh Jesus, somebody.
Bill Burr for president.
Hell yeah. Dave Smith for president.
I'd vote for him. Oh yeah. Either one of them.
But that's the end of our Street Shenanigans segment. That's the end of this episode. We're back. You can expect more episodes as long as nothing happens to me again. As long as my mouth stays in contact. What the fuck? As long as my mouth stays intact and you know,
as long as it stays in contact with a PP, we're fine.
Then we got money rolling in. You know what I'm saying? $20. It's been a fun one as always with you guys. Please follow us on our social media, SuperSour JIR, where you can see all updates for everything that we do, personal life, podcasting, Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, follow us on twitch.tv/SuperSourGames, where we'll also be getting back on there much more in the next few weeks. Also, please follow Darnell on his social media at SnuggyBlanks, where you can see all his updates on Twitter for everything he does, and you can see his TikTok videos where he likes to post a lot of his Destiny clips. They're bad ass. Guys, like, comment, and subscribe, please. Remember, Ian.
Click that bell.
And make sure you just follow us on everything that you do. Follow all those social media. Subscribe here on YouTube. We're back in a big way. We got a lot of things coming. But right now, a lot of stuff to do. Let's get this train back on the tracks. And we'll see you guys next week. on Throwing Hands.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park. The ponytail.
My balls was hot.